Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Well, you know, we had to put a new motor in this 2008 Chevy van. We tried to use a couple different things to flush out the lifters, and it just didn't work. Lots of comments on that one, but anyways, now we've got a new engine in here, and it's time to change that oil. So again, we're using our favorite Valvoline 5W30. Takes 6 quarts, so there's 5 quarts. This makes 6. And we're just going to use an extra guard Fram filter. As long as you keep this oil change, this thing's going to keep running. So let's get started. Okay, so here's our oil pan and here's our nut. And for all those wonderful people that make so much fun of my videos about using Vise Grips, you know guys, these Vise Grips aren't even on the nut. This is on the socket and it just spins right off. Isn't that cool? So for all you people that have been knocking my videos, thank you, but you've been wrong. Okay, let's go ahead and put the drip pan underneath of here. And we're going to catch this oil coming out right here. It's going to be a little bit warm, so we're just unscrewing it now by hand, getting ready to let it come out. Hopefully it doesn't go too far. There we go. Nice. So we'll let that drain, and then we'll go over on the other side and we will go ahead and pull off the oil filter. Okay, so we've got our oil wrench ready to go up here on the filter. And whoops, Chevy makes a really tight design, so we just have to spin it a little bit here to get it started. You can see it wasn't on there tight at all. And for all those people that were saying how tight that I put it on there, it's because this wrench slips off of there. So it looks like it's really tight, but in reality, we're just dumping it out. Here's our new filter. We're going to put a Fram filter on here again. Oh, this was a Delco, I think. Maybe it was a Bosch. But we're going to use a little bit of the oil from the old filter, and we're just going to put it right around this O-ring so that it doesn't get stuck on there. Just kind of grease it up, lube it up a little bit. Now we're ready to start it back up on there. And once it starts, if it starts, there we go. Once it starts up on there, just screw it up on there hand tight. A lot of people say just put it on there hand tight, but you know what? I like to make sure that it doesn't come off of there. So we're just going to give it a few little cranks here just to get it on there. About 3/4 of a turn, full turn, and we should be all set. So now we're ready to put our drain plug back in and put the oil in here and fire this little baby up. Okay, so now we're ready to put our oil plug back in, and we just tighten it up here hand tight before we put our wrench on it. And we'll go ahead and put our socket on there. Tighten this up good and tight so that it doesn't leak. There we go. Nice and tight. We're ready to take that off, put our oil in. We're ready to put in our Valvoline 5W30, and we just made a funnel using some cardboard, something simple, and I'm just going to go ahead and start pouring our oil. Remember, this truck takes 6 quarts, so this big container is 5 quarts, and then we'll put 1 more quart in. which will make 6. You can use a funnel, but I found that cardboard works really good. I used to have a funnel a long time ago. There we go. Nice. Let's go ahead and put our final 6 quart. So 6 quarts plus a filter on this big 6.0 liter engine. This is a big V8 365 cubic inch. Has a lot of power. It's a long block. And we have only about, now this engine only has, I think, 52,000 miles on it, but the truck itself has over 340,000 miles. So now we're ready to check for leaks, and we're good to go. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drain, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day. Okay, so now we're ready to use our handy dandy Vise Grips. Take our little oil plug out. We just crank them on there really tight. I mean, super tight, guys, because this is an old sticky bolt. So we clamp them on there really tight. Super tight. Then we take our handy dandy hammer. Then we take our handy dandy hammer and we're just going to pound this thing loose right here. There we go. Now that works so good, much easier than trying to crank that with a ratchet wrench.